and welcome to Family Faith Formation at the Holy Rood Collaborative 2021-2022. Looking forward to a great year with you. So this is our virtual parent meeting format. We thought by doing it virtually, you wouldn't have to be running around to all the different parishes to get the information that you need, and you'll probably already be running around on town trying to go to all the other parent meetings you need to go. So hopefully we'll be able to give you all the information you need in these videos so that you can know what the expectations are for you and your child for the entire year. You only have to watch this intro one time. If you have more than multiple kids, you can just watch it one time, and then the rest of the time just scroll down to your child's grade specific information and get the information that you need. Okay, so to begin with, one of the first things we've been asking is, are we meeting in person? And the answer to that is yes. Thank you. We're so looking forward to meeting all of our kids again in person and all of you in person. Second biggest question we're being asked, are we wearing masks? Is the expectation going to be that children and staff and adults with the kids are wearing masks? And I would say right now that is highly likely. I say that because all the mandates run out on October 1st and we start after that. But we are following closely the guidelines set forth by the Archdiocese of Boston and the Health Department, and so it looks like very likely we will be wearing masks. So I would say stock up on some masks. But we will give you more information about that as soon as those guidelines are given to us. And we're looking for that every day. But to keep it simple, we've outlined the expectations for you for the year, and they are this. Simply, daily, we're going to ask you to pray. Because we want you to have a relationship with Jesus, and that's where it all begins, with Jesus. Plus, it's a great way to strengthen your relationship with your spouse and with your child. And so we're going to ask you to pray. And we are providing prayer journals again, but from your feedback, some of our prayer journals last year were a little overwhelming. So what we did is we took out the family favorites, what people said they liked the most. And that's what we put into prayer journals to help you with that prayer daily. Remember, the goal is 15 minutes. That is the goal. So if you're struggling with that, start slow, have small little victories, celebrate those, and find your own family prayer style. Okay? We're also in your pizza box. We'll have the Celebrating Sunday book, which was also a family favorite. We got a lot of feedback on families using those and liking those. So we will provide those again this year. So our theme overall for Faith Formation this year is also the Holy Mass. So that's our weekly goal, is to go to Mass as a family weekly. You can do it in person, which is what is preferred. Or if that's not possible, you can watch the Mass online, virtual, at St. Mary's and St. John's, and hopefully soon also at St. Margaret's. We're working on that now. And then, do you want to talk about what our monthly goals are for folks?
Yes. So we have 2 monthly expectations for families, and one is going to be to attend your grade level session. And more information on those will be found in that second part of the video that Heather mentioned. So when and where your grade level sessions are going to be. And then the second monthly expectation is going to be to participate in 1 deep dive a month. Or what we're going to say is by the end of the year, you need to have participated in 8 deep dives. So if you're looking at the calendar and you're like, oh man, we are not going to be able to do anything in November, that's fine. Maybe try to do 2 in October or 2 in December, or, you could do 3 in 1 month. We would recommend trying to do like 8 in the last month, because I don't know if we have 8. Also, that might be stressful for your families, but as long as you've done 8 by the end of the year, that'll be perfect. And deep dives are a chance to participate as a family in the life of the church. So kind of our big family of faith. So they are going to be things around the liturgical year. Some of them are going to be things that Faith Formation is putting on, and some of them are going to be parish happenings. But these will be things that where you can experience prayer, worship, service, but just to come together as a community and have a little more opportunities for experiential.
Because a big part of our faith isn't just about worship and prayer. It's also about us as the family of faith, the community. And we need to build that up. And to do that, we need you.
So in your pizza boxes, or actually there are 2 books that you're going to find in your pizza box. One is the parent guide, and then one is the expectation guide. And at the end of your expectation guide, you're going to find tracking sheets for all of those things that we just talked about. So you can check off if your family prayed every day. You can check off if you went to Mass. You can check off if you did a deep dive. I don't think we're having you check off if you went to class because we'll be taking attendance. So you can put those in a place that is good for your family. Accountability really helps us to achieve goals, and we know that not only as disciples, but just as people. So we're going to ask you to keep track of the stuff you're doing, and then once a month you're going to get a Flocknote reminder, and we're just going to ask you to go online and kind of transfer that information onto an online form so we know how our families are doing and how we can better assist them. So there'll be an online form for your prayer and mass, and then we're also going to have you fill out a different reflection whenever you do a deep dive, because that'll give us some feedback in terms of, is this a deep dive people enjoyed? How can we improve it? Is this a deep dive we should not repeat because people didn't like it, which is fine.
Yeah. We love your feedback.
Yeah, and we update our calendars every year based on like people really like this and got a lot out of this, and it helped them in their faith, and we'll add more of that kind of thing to our schedule. And then we're like, ooh, that one tanked, which is fine. We'll take it off the schedule. So all of that stuff, all of those resources that we've been talking about in our expectations. So your prayer journals, your celebrating Sundays for Catholic families, your parent guides, your class schedules, the deep dive schedule. All of that stuff is going to be found in your pizza box. And if you're thinking, I don't have a pizza box yet, that's because we need you to come and pick it up. So on September 18th from 12 to 3 at St. Mary's Hall. So regardless of where you are registered, we need you to come to St. Mary's to pick up your pizza box. You don't have to come in person. You can send a friend to pick it up. You can send a relative, a neighbor.
Or pay somebody $5.
Yeah.
Tell them to come pick up your pizza box. But get them picked up. Please, if you can, on September 18th. We really want you to have the materials 12 to 3 right here at St. Mary's Parish Hall.
If you do not make it to St. Mary's Parish Hall, and again, we really, really ask you to try to find a way for you or somebody else to come and get your pizza box. Those pizza boxes will be at your child's first class. But if you can't make it on the 18th, you can get them at your child's first class. But again, we strongly implore you to pick them up on the 18th, particularly some of the classes you might not have class until towards the end of October, and there's a lot of stuff that you might need before that. So please come and pick them up. All right, so the next portion of our video is going to be grade-specific info. So you will find out all the information for whatever grades. If you have children in multiple grades, please watch the second half of the video for every grade that you have a child in, because depending on what grade you're in.
And so they're broke up into this. There's grade 1 through 6. Then we have a special segment for Holy Communion, most often grade 2. Then we have 7th and 8th grade. And then we have confirmation. Okay, so hopefully this has provided you the information that you need to feel confident to begin your new year and to be excited about the new year with us, because we certainly are excited to be starting a new year and a new faith formation journey with all of you. So stay safe, be well, and God bless.
And watch the next part of the video.
Yes. Bye. Bye. All right, so this part of the presentation is going to be specific to confirmation. So those kids in 9th and 10th grade preparing to receive sacrament of confirmation. Confirmation is going to meet once or twice a month, depending on where holidays fall and school vacations, that kind of thing. But there is a very specific schedule that you can find online for all the class dates. And I recommend that you get all of those class dates on your calendar now so you know when they are throughout the year. And so this is only for teens only. And it's going to be at St. John's Parish Hall. That's for all the kids in the collaborative who are preparing for confirmation, whether you're at St. Mary's, St. John's, or St. Margaret. All confirmation classes are being held at St. John's Hall from 4:15 to 5:45 p.m.
And for confirmation, we use the program Chosen. So this is confirmation prep from Ascension Press, and it's a 2-year program. It's a really great program. We like it. So if you are a Confirmation 1 student, you'll be getting your book at the first class. If you are a Confirmation 2 student, you should have your book from last year. Please bring it with you to the first class. If it has gotten lost, that's okay. We have some extras, but we're going to ask you to bring $20 with you to get a new book at the first class. So Confirmation 1, you'll have your books at your first class. Confirmation 2, please bring your books with you. And then your syllabuses you will have found in your pizza box. And the syllabus has directions for online access and then also a schedule of the year. So this is for two reasons. The first is for parents. So the online access, if you are interested in following along with your children, you'll have those parent guides from Chosen that have some really great discussion suggestion questions in them and kind of an overview of kind of the key points from each particular lesson. But if you're looking at the parent guide and you're like, oh, I'd like to know a little more about that, the online access will give you access to your children's books. It'll also give you access to all the videos that we are watching in class, so you can watch them.
And you'd be amazed at what you learn. It's really a good presentation. And, you know, I have a master's in theology, and several times I've watched some of these videos and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. Very interesting.
And this is also what we're going to do for makeup work. So if you miss a class, we're just going to ask you to go online and do that lesson online. And it'll walk you right through. It's got some quiz questions as you go along, have you do the prayers, do the readings, watch the videos. All you have to do is do that online lesson, and then we get a report that you've done the lesson. So you don't have to turn anything in or fill out anything else. We can log in and see what you've done. So that is Chosen. The next bit of information is for Confirmation 2 only. So for those who are in their second year of confirmation prep, you have some additional requirements for the year, your final year, before you get confirmed. So the first of those is going to be at the end of February. All of your sacramental paperwork is going to be due, and it's going to be due regardless of what parish you attend. We are going to collect all of the paperwork at the same time.
When is sacramental paperwork due?
The end of February.
Did you say sacramental paperwork is due as the end of
February?
For all parishes.
So there are 4 things we're going to need from you. The first is your sacramental records. So we need your first Eucharist certificates and your baptismal certificates on file with the parish. If you made First Communion in any 3 of these parishes, then assume that you are all set unless you hear otherwise from us. However, if you made First Communion elsewhere, we're going to need that record on our file and your baptismal certificate. The next thing we are going to need is the letter to the bishop, and that needs to be turned in hard copy at class. So your class at the end of February, bring your letter to the bishop with you. And the bishop has 2 questions in that letter, so you need to tell him about the faith of your sponsor and tell him about the
phone system. It's all hooked up to our cell phones now. Sorry about that.
You need to tell him about the saint that you chose. So I'm actually going to recommend, and there are very specific directions online, also in your pizza box, about how to write those letters. If you don't follow those directions, I'm going to return the letter and you're going to have to do it again. But what I would recommend is before you write your letter to the bishop is you do the next 2 requirements first, because they'll make that writing the letter much easier. So one of them is your saint name form, and that you find online. So you need to do some research, find a saint that fits well for you. We're going to talk about this at class. Fill out the online form.
St. Joan.
And then the sponsor form is also something that actually your sponsor is going to fill out. But again, it's online. And just as a reminder, your sponsor needs to be a confirmed practicing Catholic who is at least 16 years of age and is not your parent. So all of that is due at the end of February.
Sacramental paperwork is due at the end of February, regardless of what parish you're in.
And then the next requirement is going to be a candidate sponsor evening. So we are going to offer 3 of these. There's going to be one in February, one in March, and one in April. There will be one at each parish. You do not need to attend the parish where you are registered. You can attend whichever one works best for your schedules. Ideally, we would like candidates and sponsors to attend this together, but if your sponsor lives out of town and isn't able to be here, you can come with a parent. So these are going to be from 7 to 9. There will be sign-ups, so you can sign up for which date and which parish you're going to. But again, we need both the confirmation candidate and then an adult to come with them. Ideally, their sponsor, but again, if your sponsor isn't local, a parent can fill in. And then the next set of requirements is going to be interviews with the pastor, our lovely pastor, Father Brian. These are not something that anyone should be nervous or intimidated by. It's not a test. You cannot fail. It's just Father Brian wants a chance to get to know the youth in his parish, and this is a good way to do it. So they're about 15 minutes apiece. Those will be conducted in the 6 weeks or so before your confirmation ceremony. And again, a sign-up will be sent around so you can pick a date and a time. Then the next thing will be the retreat and the rehearsal. These more than likely are going to take place the Saturday before your ceremony. So you're going to have your confirmation ceremony on Sunday. There will be a retreat and rehearsal that Saturday evening, immediately preceding your ceremony. Candidates and their sponsors must attend these in order to be confirmed the next day. And our ceremonies are going to be on a Sunday afternoon. St. Mary's ceremony has already been scheduled for May 22nd. We haven't gotten an exact time, but it'll definitely be in the afternoon. So May 22nd, you'll have your ceremony in the afternoon, and then May 21st, you'll have your retreat and rehearsal in the evening on Saturday. So that's at St. Mary's. And then St. Margaret's and St. John's have fall confirmation ceremonies. We do not have dates for those for the bishop yet, but as soon as we know them, we will let you know. The same goes for what time St. Mary's is happening.
All that information comes to us from the bishop.
But if you look and you think, oh, that date is not going to work because your older sister is graduating from college the same day as St. Mary's, let us know. And then obviously you can get confirmed at one of our other parishes, or there are also obviously lots of parishes in the area, and we can find a date that works for you. We just need to know that sooner rather than later. So that is kind of all of the bonus stuff that the confirmation folks need to worry about.
Now, we know that this was a lot of information. You certainly will also get hard copies with this information for you as well in your pizza box. But should you want to talk to us or you have something you need to clarify with us, we will be having parent FAQ meetings. Again, you only need to come to those if you'd like to, just really want to come see us, or you have questions or something you need to share with us that you'd like to do in person. And so we will be having those for 3 evenings in September 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. 21st is at St. Margaret's from 6 to 8. The 22nd is at St. John's from 6 to 8. And the 23rd is at St. Mary's from 6 to 8. And we will be there and look forward to seeing you. We also need more volunteers, as we always do. And for the older grades, we need facilitators, table facilitators, to be with the kids at the table, leading them in discussion, kind of really just a present there, guiding them. You will be getting all the information you need to do that prepared for you. So there's not a lot of preparation. It's just a willingness to be there for the kids, to be present to them, and to help them as they're completing their sacrament for confirmation. And as always, or if you want to volunteer in a younger grade, we'll take you.
Thank you. And if you're like, oh, I'd like to volunteer with confirmation, but I can't be with my kid. That's very understandable.
That happens a lot.
That happens a lot. We can put you at a different table.
She couldn't be with her mom either.
With my mother. When I needed homework help, we had to wait for Dad to get home. So I understand. But yeah, we definitely are in need of more volunteers, so we'd love to have you. But and as I mentioned, if you have more questions, come to one of those parent FAQs. But if you feel like, oh, no, I understand what's going on, then we will see your child at their first class at St. John's.
So be well, be safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon. God bless.